Good morning, good morning. Let's get it. Beautiful day, a little bit of rain, a little bit of cleansing. Oh, we got some cleansing going on right now. Just wanted to share something, y'all. It came, the lesson came a long time ago. I forgot about it. I don't implement it sometimes. I practice it. I talk about it. You go through different layers. You go through different layers where you get stuck and you're just like, how do I get past it? Oh, that's right. I remember this lesson. I remember this knowledge. You pull it back, you apply it, and you just keep progressing forward that way. So I know I've spoken about gratitude, and it goes in line with the energy of forgiveness. The energy of forgiveness and seeing the blessing in some certain situations. And I know it's kind of hard for a lot of us to forgive or see the blessing in certain situations. It didn't go our way. We weren't treated right. We were disrespected. It's morally wrong. The list goes on and on. We could just nitpick. At the same time, I believe the universe makes no mistakes. I believe God, source, the energy, does not make any mistakes. Sometimes things go exactly the way they were supposed to go because you ain't gonna learn no other way. I'm speaking like that for myself because there are situations there was no other way for me to speak, to learn, to think differently and act differently. There was no other way. There was no other way. I had to go through that situation or to come out the other side. It's like, okay, I learned my lesson. I'm altered, I'm changed. But if someone told me verbally, in one ear, out the other. And by going through the experience where there was attachments and expectations, when there was so much emotional investment into it, it didn't come out the way it was supposed to. The way it was talked about, everything. It's like, it's definitely an alarming situation. You really have to study, see, and feel that energy within to understand that. That's what you need. That's what you need to change, to learn, to alter. And it's not easy. I'm not gonna talk about it like, oh yeah, I got it all figured out. It's work. It's work nonstop. And I was thinking about right now, there's a certain situation, and I could even say a certain person, where a certain thought comes up every time a certain thought. Now, if we would put it on the vibrational scale, it's a good energy, positive energy, this and that. Honestly, it's not super low energy, but it's close by there. It's close by. And the perspective is not in gratitude, and it's not in forgiveness. It's lower than that. There's a little bit of, I guess you could say a little bit of resentment. There's a little bit of like blame. There's a little bit of, and it's a lot better now, but before, it was worse. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is coming up again. And it's like, I need to change this. I need to alter this. I need to transform this. Because once I transform this, it's a level breaker. I progress. I experience this world differently. And I'm working on it. I've been working on it. And right now it just hit me. And it hit me to a lesson I learned a while ago. And now I can apply it right now. And that energy is that it's not that bad. The situation we went through, the situation we experienced, what happened, what was done, what was said, all that in perspective, I'm gonna tell you the game right now, it's not that bad. It is not that bad. It is perfectly designed for you to change. But in reality, it's not that bad. It's what you needed. It's what we needed. My situation, your situation is exactly what we needed. There was no other way. There was no other way to wake up. No matter if it happened now or later in life that you learned and changed, The fact is that you change and learn, and you get to experience this world in a different reality, in a different experience. And I say this because, when I was at a lower level and living from there and seeing my world from that way, the most simplest thing came to me where other people have it worse. Other people have it worse. Think about your situation right now. Think about the situation you're in. Think about the situation that keeps repeating in your head that you can't let go of, that you keep experiencing and reliving in your mind over and over and over again. If you really think about it, let's get real now. If you really think about it, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. People have it worse. Since the history of time, people have had it worse. Probably within the last 5 years, people have had it worse in this world. Experiencing harsher situations and scenarios than the one we experienced that we keep replaying over and over. And to be honest, I reapplied it to the situation that I'm in, and I keep replaying in my head over. I'm just like, yeah, it's not that bad. I need to have more gratitude. At least this, at least that. And when I say at least this, at least that, I could actually count some blessings. I could actually count some blessings and say, dang, I had this opportunity. I got this blessing. It wasn't that bad. There's actually some positivity. There's actually some blessings. There's actually some situations I could say like, wow, there was some beauty, there was some positivity. I could actually say there was, some love. And, we as humans and our ways and our expectations and our demands and our desires, it overrides that. It should have been love, all love. It should have been all, butterflies and rainbows. And yeah, everything has a polarity, right? Everything has a polarity. Everything is not perfect. We're not perfect as humans, and why should we expect other people to be perfect as well? I would have to say that, I gotta focus more on the gratitude. I have to focus more on the beauty, the blessing that was given that I don't focus on as much in that situation or on that person. I have to say that there's more love and gratitude I could express and be thankful for than I do with that situation and that person. And it's hard, but I just caught myself right now. I literally caught myself right now, this is replaying over in my head over and over. And if I'm being honest with myself, this energy is not high vibrational. It's not positive. It's actually hindering me. And I'm like, okay, I need to transform this. And to transform it, I have to change something within me. And I have to admit, I can get down on my knee and just say, I'm not looking at the blessing. I'm not looking at the love part of it. Could I talk about the negativity? Could I talk about the what if, should have, could have, and this and that, and negativity, low vibration? Absolutely, I can. But I could also talk about the positivity. I could also talk about it, because no amount of blame, no amount of negativity, no amount of playing the victim is going to change that. Only I could change. Only I change by changing my perspective. If I want love, I gotta focus on the love part of it. If I want to be in misery and lack and shortcomings, then I could just focus on that. So in the end, it comes down to me and what I'm focused on. But I'm sharing this with you. What are you gonna focus on? What are you gonna talk about? You want the blessing? Focus on the blessing. You want lack? You want shortcomings? You want excuses? You want negativity? Focus on that. That's what you'll get. And I could honestly say right here, right now, with that situation and person and scenario running through my head over and over and over again, I could honestly say there was some love there that was given. There was some blessings that were given, and I should be more in gratitude, more in happiness, more in feeling the blessing, more in that. And yeah, it's exactly what I needed. And I know I needed it, and I'm sharing it because I know other people are gonna need it too. You know, we get caught in that whole web of like blame and shoulda, woulda, coulda. And again, like just seeing the fault and just seeing the negativity. And just focus on the beauty, focus on the lesson. I mean, there's no mistake, we needed it. We needed it. We needed both sides. We needed the love and we needed the negativity. We need both. This is how we learn, this is how we get better, this is how we prosper, this is how we progress. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope this video finds you well. May your spirit be rejuvenated, realigned. May you be sparked and inspired and you know, ready to tackle on, you know, the rest of the year in a new habit. Because this takes practice. This takes practice. This is like an automation. This is self-programming. This requires some self-talk and some self-motivation, self-meditation and visualization to reprogram yourself to automatically have that vibration you want to be in, which is that love, which is that enlightenment, the joy, the blessing. I'll leave it at that. All right, y'all. Peace.